We're live. There you go.
Hello, good evening, good morning, and all of those things. How are everybody who's not watching at the moment, apparently? Two people watching. One of those is probably Taz.
No, I haven't got it running on my on another device or anything. I'm just on StreamYard.
What? How are you both?
I'm great.
Lots of chocolate today, or?
Always. I would only be today.
Yes.
I've actually been very into chocolate today. My kids had so much chocolate they wouldn't eat their breakfast this morning.
Oh no.
Which I did point out to those that encouraged them to eat the chocolate.
Yeah.
It's good for the economy. Everything that is good for the economy is good, right?
That's true. That's true. Although I feel like that money's going overseas somewhere, probably. Such a pessimist. Did somebody say mayor? I'm not sure. Did anyone say mayor?
I think so.
Always.
There you go.
We've got Brickles as well. Good day.
G'day, Matty. How you going, buddy? Good to see you, Brickles.
We're joined
you well,
by
sir.
Nicole, all the way from Germany today.
You have a long weekend too, right?
Yes.
Can't end soon enough. No, I'm kidding.
It's so funny.
The trouble with April is you get like this long run of like holidays, don't you? Like long weekends, and then suddenly there's like months.
Then there's none for ages. Yeah. That's good.
Right.
It's good and bad. Yeah.
Did anyone get any Lego time today?
A little bit this afternoon.
Nice.
I was trying. I wasn't allowed to.
Oh.
No.
That's terrible. I started yesterday with you. Let me see whether I can ruin it live. Okay, yeah. That's one thing to do.
Oh.
I probably should have taken out the rover because it wants to get out.
Very
but it's
jealous.
really nice.
It's a very cool set.
I wish I had space for a space. I started trying to build a space launch center, and I've still got it in a box. I had to take it apart and put it away. Really wish I had room for it.
Yeah.
Space.
The final frontier.
It's good to see Lego putting some effort into space again. I just hope we get like this sort of a bit more of the like retro style Lego sets. I know I keep saying it. Maybe they're building up to it. The realistic stuff's fun, but vintage Lego is where it's at. Kaz is in the chat. Hello, Kaz. Long time no see.
Oh, hey, Kaz.
How are you doing?
I should get her in there.
Have you watched Bluey yet? Nicole, it's something we ask Kaz every single time we see her. Has she watched Bluey, the Australian? Actually, Nicole, have you seen Bluey?
No, I have to admit, I don't even know what it is.
Oh, Nicole. Okay. So probably the best way we can describe Bluey, it's a children's animated TV show here in Australia. It's actually produced up in the state of Queensland, so up where like Movie World and all those places are, some of like the theme parks and that. The very famous Australia Zoo is up in Queensland, which was the home of the now late Steve Irwin, the crocodile hunter, as he was known worldwide.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
I know.
Jam your finger up his butt and he's going to get really angry.
So Bluey is based on, they're a family of dogs. So a particular breed of dog called the Blue Heeler. they're like if I said like maybe like a Kelpie sort of dog. They're not like an Alsatian or anything like that. But so you have the mum and dad. So the mum's name is Chili. The dad's name is my brain farted. The dad's name is Bandit. And then there's the two kids. So you've got Bluey, who's of course the namesake of the show, and then you've got Bingo, Bluey's sister. So basically, the Healer family probably can easily make us at times feel like we're all a bunch of bad parents, because there's always a beautiful story to the show.
Yeah.
It's very, very heartwarming. And it's an absolute favourite. Apparently now, so we also have another group of adults known as the Wiggles. They're very popular overseas, and of course here in Australia as well. They're sort of children entertainers. A wonderful. The Wiggles are fantastic, right? But the popularity of
they're such a part of Australian life. They're actually in one of the museums. There's a whole exhibition on permanently about them.
Yeah, exactly. But as far as popularity at the moment, it appears that Bluey has surpassed the popularity of the Wiggles on the international stage. So
Yeah.
Bluey's one of our favourite shows. Greg and I have watched, I think, pretty much all the episodes so far. We love it. Our kids all love it. Actually, if you give me a moment, I'll be able to show you. I have the plush toys of Bluey and Bingo. So I'll go and get them. I'll show you. Can give me one moment. I'll be back in a sec.
If you can't find them, I can get our ones.
Right.
And the Bluey toy house.
Ooh, that sounds intriguing.
It is. Someone built a Lego version of the house from Bluey. It's so charming.
I can imagine.
I think it got on Lego Ideas actually, and I think it got there, but they didn't select it, unfortunately.
We need to campaign for him, but first I need to find out what's this before I start campaigning.
He didn't need campaigning. He was on Lego Masters in season 1.
Wow!
So he was pretty well known in the community. He got to 10,000 votes. It wasn't that? It just they didn't select it once it got there. Sadly, don't know if that's a copyright issue or what, but
maybe Lego has plans on their own.
Maybe. Wouldn't surprise me.
Yeah,
such a popular show.
Right.
There's so many franchises now. Wouldn't surprise me at all.
Right.
So are you still building that space set, or is that done now?
That is done. I thought of, since I am in the progress of building space, I move over to this one.
I don't have any of the new space sets, which is unusual for me.
Okay, so this is Bluey.
Oh, Bluey.
That's Bluey. Yeah. We love
He
Bluey.
looks happy. Yeah.
Well, it's a she, actually. So it's a she, but that's okay. And Bingo, the sister, the little sister Bingo.
That is strange. Bingo looks far more like a he than Bluey.
Well, when I first heard about Bluey, I thought Bluey was a boy, but no, Bluey's a girl.
I always think Bluey sounds a bit more like a boy as well.
Yes.
Yeah. And is Blue not associated with boys in general?
Well, yeah, I mean, but the actual, there is that sort of, a hint of blue colouring in some of the dogs, hence I guess the Blue Healer name. Is that little bit of a kind of like a blue colour, but yeah, I think where they got the name from was obviously derived from the Blue Healer dogs, and in Australia we love to put slang words on pretty much everything. So afternoon becomes arvo. So I just going down the creek to the arvo. So then you've got what used to be called like a smoke break. So back in the days when workplaces would allow you to have a little, like a cigarette, but they would let you have what's called a smoke break. That was now shortened to smoko. So, and we've also got names for, like for people, if you've got John, it's usually Jono or Johnny. So we're always, finding different ways to change names of things. So
that makes sense.
Yeah.
When I was little, everyone called me Nikki.
Yes, there you go.
Reason.
Yeah, Nikki. Yeah.
Yeah.
It was funny though. We had I worked with a Nicole many years ago, but people call her knickers. So in some countries, knickers can be referred to as underwear.
Right. I just thought, please don't.
So there you go. But Bluey's a very much beloved show. And the kids absolutely love it, and look, the thing is, it's got a really, it's got great storylines, all that sort of stuff. It's very, very kid friendly. But what you'd find is that over here, there's actually usually more adults actually enjoy watching the show. So
yeah, right.
So yeah, there you go.
That is amazing. Yeah.
We've now introduced you to the Australian children's TV show Bluey.
Right, now I know.
So there you go.
Yeah. I love your city, how you raised it. It looks amazing.
Oh, thank you, Nicole. Thank you so much. It's very, very much early days. Obviously, at the moment, much work happening. I am working on, as you can see, with much pain and I shed a small tear this afternoon. I started working on pulling apart part of my assembly square. I do have a second one in box that I haven't opened yet, but the one that I've already built, I don't have really anywhere to display it at the moment. So I'm like, you know what? I'm actually going to try and incorporate bits of it in my layout and sort of, do that. And that's what I'm working on at the moment. So
yeah.
The rest of the layout is a little bit of the beginnings of it, as I've recently sort of started. It's in bits at the moment. So I've got part of it over here resting on where Bluey and Bingo are at the moment. So it is a bit of a mess, but we're getting there.
Yeah. Oh, that's amazing.
Well, thank you. No, it's been fun. So I'm enjoying just getting some build time at the moment and just trying a bit more sort of freehand mock work again, or as close as I can get to that at the moment.
Right.
Yeah. So there's little bits of it at the moment. It's not going to make much sense as it is right now because I'm sort of testing out ideas and trying a few different things, but I've got at least the corner build started, which you can see here. So
yeah,
it's getting there. Yeah. Thank you. Right. Thank you.
Have you ever thought of raising your city even higher up and having a train underneath it?
I have. At the moment, I don't have enough parts to accommodate that, but I would like to in the future, yes. So I will be...
Have you ever thought of raising your city even...
I will be doing that with... I'm getting some metal sort of risers made, and also then going to use some reasonably thin, I suppose you could say like plywood, or some would sort of call it maybe balsa wood, but it's like a plywood, but it's a thin sort of wood, because for me to do that, it would still be cheaper than trying to do it all with Lego bricks. As much as I'd love to, obviously the exterior of like mountain terrain will all be done with Lego and Duplo, in behind for some of the structural support. But for the main lifted part, it will be using, metal risers and some timber just to make it a bit more affordable. So
yeah. And stable,
I can't do the whole thing with Lego. I just can't afford it.
Right. And it must be stable, because you put some weight on it afterwards. It's just that in my city, I have the trouble that I have a train running around it, and it takes so much space. And I thought when I saw yours, That would be brilliant to raise it up, have the train underneath it so that it does not take much space.
Yes, you have definitely given me some ideas on that. So it is something that I will be looking at, but it'll be something in the future when I can afford to, because I need to get some shelving taken care of first. I'll be replacing some of the. I had some, like I've got some, for want of a better word, emergency shelving at the moment from so when the flood happened a little while ago. Some of the other storage that I had on the lower parts obviously got damaged with water. So it was contaminated water as well. So that doesn't help anything. But
No.
I'm going to get some shelving done. But
Yeah.
I'm going to be like getting metal, like at least the bottom sort of part will be all metal. That way, then if and fingers crossed it doesn't happen again, but if it happens again, because I can't completely flood-proof the Lego room that I'm in. It's in a slightly lower part of the house, and there's not much I can do about. It's either have the space that I have or have no space. So it's like make the best of what you've got, and I'm going to put some metal shelving in to help at least protect. The fact that I won't have to go and replace shelving and Lego at the same time, even with insurance, it's still a pain. So,
right.
But yes, you're right. Yeah, what you have said is what I will be doing, but I'll be just using some timber and some metal risers just to make it a bit more affordable.
Yeah, if you want to see lots of levels, have a look at my city on the YouTube. It's very multiplayered.
I will have to.
Exactly, so I can fit trains in.
More trains, Greg. More trains.
Right.
Yeah, right. And
because I really have to check it out because my heart is bleeding. Theoretically, I would have to take the train off the table because there's no space left. That is amazing.
Lots of layers.
Wow.
Lots of and a big transformer in the middle of it too.
Right.
Need to tidy up.
We always have to.
My table's an absolute mess that I've got this sort of the beginnings of the layout. It's an absolute mess at the moment. So
right.
But it's a work in progress. It's organised chaos, as Mrs. Tazz likes to call it. So
right.
Organised chaos. There you go.
Right. I'm so glad that it's all the same with all of us. Because then if someone comes in and judges you by it, you can at least refer to the others. It's not only me. Look at my backlog. Okay, it looks bad, but trust me, it could get worse. I can refer you to others.
So have you seen Nicole's layout? Have you seen Nicole City?
Right.
I don't know, my wife comes in and goes, my God, that's a lot of Lego.
Right.
But it keeps us happy.
Right.
It keeps us poor most of the time too.
Exactly.
But you go. Yeah.
Oh, I just thought the good thing is that mostly everyone has something. For one, it's these little figurines. There's is it Franco Pops? For others, it's shoes. If you're not into shoes and you open someone's cupboard for shoes and you think to yourself, how many shoes do you need? I only have 2 feet. 2 should be sufficient. Maybe a second pair or a third, just in case. But why do you have so many? And for us, it's Lego.
Well, that's what people say about Lego. It's like, why do you need so much of it? It's like, well, it's my hobby. It's what I build. I build stuff.
Right. Exactly.
That's an interesting thing. Building this city set. It's got stickers for the chevrons in 2 and 4 size, but Lego makes those pieces. They're actually printed pieces. Like, why has it done stickers when they have printed pieces?
Right.
Yeah, that's not cool.
Maybe they had space left on the stickers, on the sticker sheet, and it needed to be filled.
Maybe.
Hi, Sai.
Dusty Bricks, Sai O'Connor, Brickstar UK.
G'day, Sai. G'day, Dusty Bricks. Good to see you, Sai. Hope you're well.
Brett's Builds is in here now. G'day, man.
Hey, Brett.
I think I've sent you an invite, Brett, if you want to come say hi.
Brad, I'll try and forward it to you on Instagram, buddy, as well.
What are you building tonight, Taz? Your corner store cafe?
Working on the cafe at the moment.
I'm actually having a break from my train tonight and building a set. I started about 3 weeks ago.
Oh yeah, yeah. Yeah, check your Instagram, Brett. There's a invite in there for you, buddy.
I confess, Taz, I did pick this one up the other day. Hang on. We've talked about this one a lot, and it was on sale somewhere for 40% off.
Wow. That is amazing.
Lucky.
Wow. Yeah. I look at that since it was released, and I think to myself, 150 euros is a lot of money. It's beautiful.
Yeah, that's awesome.
But for 40% off, it's well worth it.
Right.
Yeah.
Exactly. It's like with the space station that I bought, that one that I just showed. It costs usually 100 euros, and then the other day I saw it for 70 euros, and I thought that okay, it would be a crime not to buy it.
You wouldn't be a real fan of Lego if you pass up that opportunity there, Nicole.
Exactly. Oh.
But yeah, no, it's been.
You'll be upset with me if I don't buy it.
Yeah, it's been a good day. Now, did you have plenty of chocolate or anything today, Nicole? What did you get up to for Easter?
Nothing much. Not much at all.
No.
What about you?
A little bit of chocolate, believe it or not, and just not that much at all. I'm trying to I've had too many Taz snacks over the time, so I need to lose a few kilograms. So I've been trying to just just things in moderation. So I had, out of all the Easter eggs and stuff that I got today, I had one. It was a large Ferrero Rocher like egg. Oh,
yeah, that sounds amazing.
Oh, it was amazing. Stress the word was. It's gone now.
Right.
It's very nice. So that's the only chocolate I've had all day, actually. I was proud of myself. I held out until about...
The only chocolate you've had all day was a giant Ferrero Rocher egg.
Exactly. I made up for it. So
mate, you're a trooper.
I've got the willpower. So yeah, that was so yeah, that was my efforts today.
Very cool.
I've been good. I only had a little bit of chocolate that my kids gave me from their eggs, and it was only a little bit because they wanted the rest of it.
Yeah.
So you didn't treat yourself to any chocolate goodies there, Greg?
No, I haven't got any. I've been good. I did help myself to 2 servings of the delicious lamb roast my wife made, though.
Oh, we had that as well. Yeah. Do you have any traditional meals or anything, Nicole, for Easter?
Not really. We used to have an Easter lamb cake that always was baked. Yeah. It was not a special cake. It just was put in a form in the shape of a lamb. I'm not really sure why that is a cute tradition to slay a lamb for coffee.
Yeah.
But we used to do that.
Yeah. Well, there you go. And do you have like any like family or anything close by to where you are, or?
Not really. And since COVID, we don't get together that much. Usually for Easter we meet, but
Yeah.
with COVID, not that much anymore.
And being in Germany, what has been the how have the restrictions sort of been? Are they eased a little bit, or are they a little bit more like some other countries where they're a little bit more what's the word? A little bit more a little bit more full on with their restrictions, or?
Right. It's a bit difficult for me to say. I know that they changed. For example, we now can go back to the shops wearing masks and everything.
Oh,
The only thing,
yeah.
So they eased up, and you do not have to prove that you are vaccinated anymore if you want to go into a shop or something. That I noticed. Other than that, I'm not really keeping up with the rules because they changed so fast. And for me, they do not. Yeah, and they do not really matter because my personal opinion is if I go to a shop and I feel comfortable wearing a mask, I wear a mask, regardless of whether it's the law or not. And it was important for me while it was the law so that I can obey the law. But now, since I know it changed and is more relaxed, it doesn't really matter to me anymore. I wear the mask and yeah.
Well, it looks like Greg and I are now. Sadly, looks like Greg and I are now two thorns amongst two lovely roses. Hello, Tazz.
You do realise you're now well and truly outnumbered by Brits as well.
Yeah. Hey, well, actually, it's almost even balanced because I do have very close German heritage, so and German ancestry, so. It's almost a balanced panel.
Exactly. If you ask me, you count as being German.
Oh, thank you, Danke, Nicole, Danke.
Oh, they haven't completely forgone your citizenship then.
Right.
Right. I'm okay for now.
Good.
It's so lovely to see you, Cass. I haven't seen you since Catherine went to the States, and even before that, I think.
Yes, yeah. Well, I've been lurking around, but I've been quite busy with work not during weekends, but I had to travel to go to work on the Sunday, so I've missed one or two of Greg's streams because of that. But that's now done and dusted, so that's good.
Yeah, nice to see you again, Cass.
I'm thinking about making a sign.
Oh, cool.
I'm going to a show at the end of the month,
and
I've potentially got two things to display, and I've got my do not disturb sign do not disturb, please do not touch sign for one of them, but I'm thinking of making a second one for the other one. And I'll be back in a minute. I've just got this box I meant to bring in.
Brick Sergeant asked me a question in the chat. Yeah, Brick Sergeant, yes, very, very cool. Yeah, I'm enjoying what I'm seeing on your Instagram at the moment. It's awesome.
I bought this the other day.
Wow, that's amazing.
I was looking at that.
Yeah, and I've already used the big plates for something else, so I can't use those. But I've now got hundreds of dots. So.
Very cool.
Enough to drive you dotty. Ha 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 ha.
Excuse the rustling noises while I get these out. Maybe I'll mute myself for a minute.
By the way, GJBricks, I see a fellow. Now I forgot the name. John Cleese.
Yeah.
Faulty Towers.
Yes.
Classic.
One of my favorite scenes from Faulty Towers was when Basil's car was breaking down, and you see him on camera, and getting frustrated. Then he goes off camera, comes back with a giant tree branch and starts whacking the crap out of the car. It's one of my favorites.
Yeah.
Brick Sergeant in the chat there. I have I actually have the same big city boat that you have there as well. It's a really, really long boat that I tried to do something with an earlier attempt at doing a layout, and it basically dwarfed my whole layout. And I'm like, yeah, that boat's too big. It's very cool. I'm actually going to break it up into 2 actual vessels. So, but yes, very, very cool, Brick Sergeant. Loving your stuff. I love the R2D2 one there as well.
I have that boat as well, and yes, it's way too big for my layout.
Yeah.
Sadly.
Some cool new pieces
Awesome.
in this set.
Wow.
You know,
Very
the
cool.
1x1 version's been around for a while. This one.
Right.
This is a 1x4.
Wow.
That's
nice.
1x4. It looked bigger than the 4. I thought it could have been closer to a 5 or a 6, but that's 1x4.
And then there are some, which I haven't opened the bag yet. There's some corners as well.
Wow.
Oh,
That is cool.
that is good, and that's for the frame, for the edging or the framing of it. Yeah.
Which I'll do first, I think.
And that's actually a pretty good value box as well, isn't it?
Yeah, it was actually. It was.
I think it's $45 here.
And I went to I accidentally walked to my local Smith's Toys the other day. I'll say accidentally because it was completely deliberate. But it was a 2.5 mile journey each way, but I felt I'd been sat on my bottom for a long time, so I thought if I have a nice long walk I can justify buying some Lego. And it was actually this set was actually I think £2 or £3 off as well, so I was quite chuffed with that.
Right. Before COVID, I did that a lot. In the town that I live in, we have a Lego store, and I justified my attempt to live more healthy by going for a walk, by treating myself on the way back to go to the Lego store and buy myself something.
That seems perfectly legitimate to me.
Yes.
Thank
Do you walk much? Because that would get really expensive if you walk a lot.
Right.
Got this absolutely leery, vibrant yellow in it as well.
Yeah.
Yes, that's in some of the like some of the emergency vehicles in the city sets at the moment.
Is that the same yellow?
Yeah.
Ooh,
I think so,
nice.
Greg. Yeah,
Yes,
I'm pretty sure that's the same yellow.
Yeah.
It's wild.
Wild yellow.
Is that the official name?
Yeah.
There you go.
Would you like to see my latest crazy little project?
Yes.
It's not finished, but it's still a work in progress, but I've got a good way across it. This is my, can you read that?
Rainbow Elements.
Big book cut Rainbow Elements. So this is a book.
Wow, that is amazing.
I saw the idea on there was somebody on I think the Rebrickable forum had got one, and I thought, oh, I must do this as well.
Right, that's fantastic.
But there you go. There's I should have changed it to scary yellow or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow. I love that.
I think I'm missing about 50 or 60 still, but there's a good selection there.
Yeah, it is amazing. I'm telling you, if that were for sale, it would fly off the shelf.
It would cost quite a lot of money, I think, because some of the tiny pieces, honestly, because they've not been made for a long time, or they weren't made many of them. Some of the more the rare pieces I'm looking at on Bricklink, going, maybe I won't get that just yet.
Yeah, right.
Like £3.50 for a tiny flower piece in, I don't know, white or something. And you think, what?
What?
But no, they were only in some random Belleville set about 20 years ago or something. So
yeah. Wow.
But I did the folks at the Pick-a-Brick, online Pick-a-Brick, are going to have hated me because I put 2 orders together. One was to make the book itself, and the other was to order a load of the bits to go in it. And the book itself wasn't too bad because there was quite a lot of large pieces, some of which were cheaper on Bricklink, so I got them from there. But you know, the other bits like the panels and 1x5 there was 1 or 2 1x5 plates in there just to strengthen things.
Yeah.
And they were better cheaper from Bricks and Pieces, but some of the pieces weren't. You know, they've got the new system now where it's the popular stuff comes really quickly, but the less popular stuff costs you more as a sort of surcharge, and you have to wait like 5 weeks for it or something.
Right.
But a lot of the quite a few of those pieces, I knew that you could get them from Bricks and Pieces or Brick and Brick, whatever it's called now. And now they've changed the prices so that every single element, no matter what the colour is the same price for that element. Previously, if you had a rare colour of something, they used to charge more for the rare colours.
Right.
They don't now. Everything is, you know, if you have a 1x1 square tile, it's all the same price for no matter what colour.
Right.
So I put in this order, and honestly, there must have been about 50 or 60 pieces in the order, one of each thing to go in that book. And I could just see the picker going, "Oh, what?"
And they're looking at their watch, going, "I'm supposed to pick an order in X amount of time, and this is impossible."
Right.
We were talking about that last night, Nicole. Yeah.
Right.
I felt
We were
slightly
talking
bad
about
about
that
it,
on the
but
phone.
anyway, there we are.
Right. Ah. Poor guy. It would be a good revenge if you ever are really upset with Lego, just to have your revenge. Like, okay, wait for me. I am putting in an order now.
Yeah.
Have you running around like crazy?
Exactly. You made me walk 2.5 miles each way to the local shop to buy you. Oh, I mean, no.
How much would it cost to order one of every piece in every colour?
Quite
That'd drive them nuts.
Quite a lot of money. No, I'm not going to do that. That's just silly, Greg.
The Book of Kaz.
Well, it's kind of a rather over-the-top extension of my 1x2 plate collection for my colour chart, because there's some of those pieces that only come in colours that you can't get 1x2 plates in. So
yeah,
that was my justification.
Yeah.
Thought I'd show
Oh,
this.
wow.
You seen this? The Lego orchids and the succulents.
Yes, I was supposed to be getting a copy of that to review, but it's not turned up yet, which is rather frustrating.
Are the petals new pieces?
No, they're construction pieces there were shoulder pieces from the large figure pieces.
Right.
Wow.
I've got one somewhere. One of those shoulder bits. I can't remember where it is. I have a drawer of stuff that I look at and think I'm never going to use that, and they've gone in there. But I think I've only got one, so it was never any use as a shoulder pad to me.
It's pretty cool. It looks like a very solid build.
It is very cool, yes.
Yeah.
Magenta frogs are new.
Someone on Facebook said Lego is now my florist.
Yes. Yeah, there's some good new parts in that one. If only I could have a look at it properly, but
And then the succulents.
yeah, they look very nice, don't they? I like both of those, but I've at the moment got nowhere to put either of them. They won't stop me, but
Right.
It's interesting the way the succulents put together, because it kind of looks like your habitats where you can put them more and more together.
yes, I think each of them has got at least 2 axle bricks. You know, the cross axle bricks in them.
Yeah.
So you can arrange them in any sort of order that you want.
Nice. Someone said there was a new leaf piece in there as well.
Yeah, that one in the orchid, I think.
What, not the white?
No, the big piece is a new piece, I think, in that colour.
Oh, okay.
And they've reprinted the you know, the Demogorgon head. Is it from Hidden Side? No,
Right.
not Hidden Side. The other one.
Stranger Things.
Stranger Things, yeah.
Yeah.
They've printed that same piece. It's now in white as the one of the very small flowers on the orchid.
Ah.
And you see that succulent on the bottom right, the dark red one?
Yeah.
The end of each of those leaf bits has got a little four-sided pyramid on top of it in dark red, which is a new piece I need for my book. I'm like, oh yeah, I need the whole set for so I can get one tiny piece.
There was also a gift with purchase coming up too.
Confess I'm not really bothered about that one, but
actually, I've already I have seen that one. It's not bad. Like,
it's one of the better gift with purchases for a while.
I don't think I'd be going to buy stuff especially to get that one.
Just to get it. Yeah, as a set by itself, it'd be good. Like, yeah.
I was going to say, it's one of the better gift with purchases from recent times, though.
Yeah.
I've been a bit disappointed with the last sort of few.
Although the taxi was quite nice.
Yeah, it was nice. I like the taxi. I missed out on it, but I did like it, though.
Actually, you're right. No, I'd forgotten about the taxi. I like the fact they re-released it. Sorry, they changed the conditions to get it.
Yeah.
The what shall I call it? The boutique modular about 2 weeks too early to get a taxi, which peed me off a bit.
Right.
Yeah, and then didn't they start selling it on some of the stores as well later on?
Oh, did they? That would have annoyed as well, I think.
Right. I thought I was annoyed because I bought January 1st the boutique hotel. Then 2 weeks later, I decided to buy a second one in order to make it bigger. And then the taxi came out, and I thought, okay, that's bad timing.
That's extremely bad timing.
You bought a third one.
Right.
You buy a third one and take the second one back unopened.
Right.
Yeah.
You do that.
Right.
Well, my boutique hotel is now over my shoulder. You probably can't see it very well because I've hidden it. Here we are. Come for a walk.
No, sorry, hang on, I'll turn off the. Hang on, let me just turn off the screen share.
Taz,
Taz moves at me.
I'll move the garage to up there.
Yeah.
And I've built the mirror built the hotel so it's backwards. I thought that looked better for the angle it was on that corner.
Right.
That's cool. Yeah, that's awesome.
So now some of the rooms are looking out over Ninjago land.
Very cool. And that was
awesome.
surprisingly easy in comparison. I mirror built it once too because I wanted a grand hotel. So I have the normal one and then mirror built it once in order to make it the full length of a building.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There were some bits that needed replacing because some of the wedges were only available as one directional, if you know what I mean.
Right.
But it was about half a dozen pieces, but I knew which ones they were because I'd looked at the inventory beforehand.
Ooh.
So I just ordered those off Bricklink and bought them.
Ah, that is wise. Because I had to switch them from light grey to dark grey, I think, in order to make it.
Yeah. Well, if you've already got the bits in a different colour, it's probably fine. But I don't think I'd got any of them in the right colour, and I don't think I've got most of them in any colour. So I thought, well, I might just as well.
Right.
I managed even to get them from one seller or something, so it was quite fortunate that the ones I needed were all available from one person. So
yeah, that makes sense.
This is just for you, Kaz. There's Bluey.
Yes, thanks. I saw him earlier. Her earlier.
Have you watched Bluey yet?
The answer is still no.
I hear it's popular in the UK now.
Probably is. I just don't watch telly very much. Full stop.
No, we don't watch much telly. Well, tomorrow night, I guess we will be. There's Lego Masters Australia.
No, I'm going to be watching the 9 MSN app.
Well, that
Yes,
Crackle
well,
show,
yeah.
you watch that, do you?
Yeah. Yeah, no, we'll be we can watch Bluey on the ABC app as well. But yeah, Lego Masters season 4 starts tomorrow night here in Australia.
You boys never got on that one then, or did you not apply?
No, that's the one that we applied for. That was season 4. So
They said
Right.
something about it wouldn't be fair on the other contestants if we were in it. So
Right, yes.
Yeah.
That would be a good
we're,
reason.
we're trying to be fair.
Hmm.
Give them a fighting chance.
give
Well,
them
so
all a
far,
nice
I've only
season to practice.
still managed to see the first season of the Aussie one with our irritating friend.
Oh yeah.
Who incidentally, Kaz, built a Bluey house.
Oh, did he? All right. I mean, it's very annoying because from the stuff I've seen that he has built, he's a pretty good builder, but it's just a shame he's such an annoying twerp. To put it nicely.
No, I can imagine there were some fisticuffs in the changing rooms afterwards.
Yes.
God, if I was stuck with it, I'd have been. Not a violent man, but my God.
Yeah, indeed. Indeed. I think his partner had the patience of a saint, frankly.
Well, it was actually one of the questions that we were asked during the interview process. It was, how would you handle stress or that sort of, high pressure environment? And I said to the interviewer, I said, look, it's not like, GJ and I are going to get into fisticuffs, on camera. So yeah, we're not going to duke it out on camera. But yeah, interesting experience even just to go through the audition process.
And then get no real feedback as to why he didn't get through.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Obviously our charm and our good looks, but what obviously said, if we put these two on with no chance.
Clearly they thought it was too expensive for them.
They can't afford you. Just keep claiming that they can't afford you.
Yes, exactly. We were too overpriced.
Brick Sergeant says, Taz, you need to get onto Lego Masters and build a grand thunderbox for a mock.
That would be good. That would be good.
It would be kind of
life-size
hilarious
thunderbox.
if they did a thunderbox challenge.
Oh, I know.
Life-size thunderbolt.
Oh,
A working life-size thunderbox. Working life-size thunderbox.
A prehistoric dinosaur-sized thunderbox.
So there's a very good AFOL guy called Brick This in the UK who lives in the northeast, friend of my other half, and he built something for an exhibition at Northumbrian Water, where Northumbrian Water were talking all about the various processes that they go through. And
yeah.
No, wait a minute. The whole thing. No, he originally built something called the Timeline of Northern Innovation, and he made a model for all things that had heralded from the north of the UK, or the north of England mostly, that people didn't quite realise were made there or built there, or it was all sorts of stuff. It was arts, culture, science, all sorts of things. So there was a model of Stephenson's rocket and
wow.
the Beatles, that was a cultural icon and this sort of stuff. But the Northumbrian Water came into it because they had an innovation where they were basically generating electricity from poop.
No
So
way.
Oh wow.
they'd got a waste fermentation plant of some sort that they were fairly new, but it was now on stream literally. And every time you flushed, it went into this processing plant and generated methane or whatever. So basically, the guy Steve built a model of a toilet bowl, and then there was some 2x4 bricks put together in brown to look round ones, round 2x4 bricks to look like small logs, and you threw them into the toilet. And every time you threw them into the toilet, there was a little scene in the back that was basically a load of houses with windows. And the more poop you threw into this toilet, the brighter the lights became in the thing behind it.
Yeah.
And the reason I know about this is because my other half was helping Steve to do the lighting and the I think it was controlled with an Arduino or something. So Steve's very good at building the models, but he hadn't had any experience about that sort of automation stuff. So my other half was helping him light up Lego windows with as poop was being thrown into this model toilet. It wasn't it wasn't a massive toilet. I think the bowl's about this big.
Right.
So it wasn't life size. Did do the jobs.
The bar has been raised for you, mate.
All right, so Kaz, if it didn't work, it'd be enough to give you the shits, wouldn't it?
Yes.
you would feel a bit shitty if it didn't work, Sorry.
Dusty Bricks points out that Lego Masters has 11 teams from New South Wales this year. That's because it's being filmed in New South Wales, and they're probably worried about COVID.
Yeah, it helps that it's filmed in New South Wales. Yeah.
Yeah, well, that kind of makes sense in that case, doesn't it?
Yep. Yeah, it does. So it'll be interesting. It'll be interesting to see what happens. I'll tune in and have a look tomorrow night. My kids are very excited.
You should.
They can't wait.
You should take them to the Jurassic World exhibition at the Australian.
Yeah. That's planned actually. There's something that we do want to actually go and do that. So when we can, we've got a few little things on at the moment to take care of, and once we've got that done, then we will be able to. Yes.
Oh, Lego, why would you do that to me?
Because they know you would be annoyed, as they know you too well.
There's a bag like this, okay? Quite a large bag. And in it came exclusively 1x1 coral tiles in square coral tiles. Right?
Yeah.
And then inside this bag, there was a bag that was this sort of size, small, which had lots and lots of the quarter round ones in. Fair enough. It also had square ones in, which I haven't noticed. So I've tipped the whole bag, including the square ones, into the quarter round tiles pot.
Have fun sorting.
And now your OCD is going, ah!
This is why we can't have nice things. It's like, I mean, I know they do it for weight purposes, but surely if you're weighing the square ones, why the hell can't you put all the square ones in the bag with the rest of the bloody square ones? Excuse my French. Idiots.
So, Kaz, is Leicester Square your sort of closest, or Leicester Square is that your main Lego store?
It's not my closest, and it's my most loathed, so I generally don't go there.
Was there? I heard somewhere along the lines there was something happening with Leicester Square store, that they were either expanding it or something. Is that? Have you heard anything more about that? Or
completely refurbishing it, apparently.
Okay.
It also doesn't help that I've also opened one of these bags already, and now I've just picked it up, and it's just.
Oh no.
I might just have to go and make a cup of tea in a minute and have done with it.
Yeah.
We're about to see an OCD rage.
Yeah, they're refurbishing the place. I think at the moment downstairs is still open, but upstairs is not.
Okay, yep.
And soon the whole place will be shut for several weeks.
Oh, wow.
While they faff around with it. So, I mean, I kind of go there if they've got something specific on the Brick that I can't get anywhere else.
Yeah.
Because it's usually absolutely heaving with people, and I generally steer clear of it.
Yeah.
Plus, it's right in the middle of London, so if my nearest store is actually the one at Stratford, which I would pass on my way into London on the train. You can get off at Stratford first. It's about 2 or 3 stops outside of where the terminus station is for me.
Of course, the trouble with that is you have to go to Stratford.
It's better than it used to be. You might be surprised, Greg. But yes, it's
no. I've been there. I've been to that store. I have been to that store.
Still a bit of a hole, I will agree there.
It's actually Taz. It's actually in a Westfield shopping centre.
Oh, in a Westfield. Oh, there you go.
Yep.
Ah.
So that's the nearest one, but the most convenient one is the one I can drive to, which takes about 25 minutes to drive to, as opposed to half an hour on the train. But then I have to get to the station and fart around on the train as well. And that's actually across in Kent. So the downside of that is I've got to pay the toll for the Dartford crossing, but it's fine.
Okay.
Which ones is that? Blue Water?
Yeah.
I like the Blue Water shopping.
If all else is equal, I'll go to Blue Water usually. Oh, it's Nicole that's making all the noise with her bags.
Sweet. I had muted myself. I'm so sorry.
She's got her headphones in. She can't tell how much noise she's making. Good grief.
Fix that up.
The other day, it's a couple of weeks ago, but I joined the stream and something about my settings must have changed. Usually I have my separate mic and that I use to mute myself. And for some reason, the mic had changed and all of a sudden the laptop was used as a mic. I didn't notice that. Until someone told me stop typing, and I thought, okay, but I always type. Then I really started typing slowly and very softly, and they kept on telling me, you are hammering on them. What are you doing? And I thought, no, I don't. Not realizing that I used the wrong mic, and I thought,
oh no.
My stupid laptop does that from time to time. Sometimes if the cable gets knocked, it decides that the external mic that's in the camera isn't there.
Yeah, right.
And when it decides it's not there, it just turns into the internal thing. And the internal microphone is absolutely rubbish on my laptop, so it just generally sounds like I'm talking from inside a paper bag.
Right.
Is this Windows PCs?
That's irrelevant.
I've got a Windows PC at work and I detest it.
How come?
It's awful. It's so unpleasant to use. Like, I work online and like all of the colors are wrong and the type looks crap. And then it periodically just decides to do random things that slow it right down. It's like, why are you doing this to me?
I think generally speaking, all computers are terrible.
No.
It's already the rise of the machine. They are already starting to terrorize us.
It's very true.
Really, they're actually super powerful and they're holding themselves back, so we keep building faster and faster processors until they can unleash their hell on us.
Oh, is that their game? I see.
Yeah.
Well, they're all going to go all iRobot on our asses or something, are they, Greg?
Yeah, totally.
There you go.
I think I'm going to end up sorting dots rather than actually building anything. Get that feeling.
I'm looking at 5 pick-a-brick cups on my desk that I need to sort. Ugh.
Well, if you will buy them, Greg.
Well, maybe what I should do is get a few more, and then I like have real reason to sort them all.
Greg, don't you have children? Can't you make a game out of it? Like, let's have a family evening. I have a fun new game.
They are too young, unfortunately.
No, it's when they're young, it's actually not as bad because they see it as, you're spending time with them and they're, doing something. It's when they get older and they start to cotton on to the fact that sorting is not much fun at all. And then when you ask them really nicely, it's like, can I just get a bit of help? My son's just like, no. Well,
Sorry,
geez,
Dad.
thanks, mate.
Sorry, Dad, can't hear you.
I thought you could do a competition out of it. Like, okay, whoever sorts the fastest is going to win something.
I tried all sorts of bribery on my son. It didn't work. My daughter, on the other hand, she loves to help. She loves to sort. So, but and usually I'll be in the Lego room with her, and we'll put something on Netflix or Disney Plus, and we can just hang out, and my son will be doing his own thing, and it'll be just a bit of daddy-daughter time. It's like, oh,
that's nice.
Yeah, she's cool. I know I think when she gets older, she'll still help me, which is, but I don't, and I'm making it sound worse than what it is. It's not like I'm, forcing her to sort Lego for 6 hours a day. It's not that at all. It's
only
sometimes
5,
it'll be just.
Dad,
Yeah,
my
exactly.
fingers are bleeding. Dad,
Keep sorting.
just keep going.
But yeah, like maybe she might spend, half an hour, but in that time, she's sorting and watching something on screen as well. So she's, sort of occupied a bit as well. So, yeah, it's fun though.
Yeah.
Keeps them off.
But yeah, I like your idea as well, Nicole. Don't worry. I tried all sorts of bribery with my son. He saw right through that. He's like, no, Dad, I know what you want me to do. And I'm
whoever finishes sorting first gets half an hour off sorting.
Oh, I should try that. That's a good one.
I'm going to do something interesting, like help Mum do the washing up.
Are they already on gaming, like computer games?
Yeah, but not open slather. So we still keep an eye on what they do. My son loves Minecraft. He loves Minecraft. So but we still keep an eye on, because they are younger. So we well, I mean, my son's nearly 11 years old, but he we still keep an eye on what they do. We don't just say, oh, here you go, here's an open slather account for YouTube or whatever. We still keep we keep an eye on what they do and what content that they're viewing, and just to make sure that they're not watching anything inappropriate or whatever. So but when I say yes, they're in.
But that is now your chance, and that is now your chance. You could tell them, for every hour that you spend with me sorting, you get a certain amount playing computer games.
Yes, it's smart thinking, Nicole. Smart thinking.
I was talking to a family friend the other day, and her daughter was round at a friend of theirs' house and looking at YouTube with their kid. and some adult material came up on the screen because their parent hadn't restricted it properly.
Oh.
And their daughter was absolutely traumatized by it.
Oh. Yeah.
No, my kids are on YouTube. I prefer they be on YouTube Kids, but I gave up that battle and put on a restricted profile instead on YouTube. So in theory, as long as YouTube ranks it properly, it's okay.
It's all right. Yeah. Yeah, no, we still keep an eye on what they do, and you know, so far so good. We haven't had any issues. So, but you know, again, we're trying to keep them safe, and but you know, I mean, with that, you know, they don't break our trust. So, for the most part, it works out.
Yeah. Great.
Yeah, they're pretty well behaved kids, actually. We are lucky. You know, but that's come from their upbringing, where we've taught them to, you know, mainly just be, you know, try and be kind to everybody, you know, and try and have that well-mannered nature, all that sort of stuff. So,
yeah, that's great.
Yeah, my daughter loves, you know, she loves horses and all that sort of stuff, and it breaks their heart because to own a horse is extremely expensive, and you know, but she absolutely loves horses, so it's nice though.
Yeah. Oh.
Well, to her, a horse is the closest thing to a unicorn, so she's happy.
Yeah.
How old is she?
She's 8. But she still likes to think that unicorns are real. They're just hard to find. And it's like, I love that little bit of, I love that imagination that she sort of has, where it's like we've kind of burst the bubble to say, well, darling, unfortunately, as much as we would love to have a unicorn, they are more of a mythical creature. But the closest thing that you can get to a unicorn is a horse. So she's happy.
With a carrot on its head.
And I love that our kids still believe in Santa and, you know, the Easter Bunny and all that sort of stuff. And we still have fun with it though. Like we're not like my parents I think around my son's age. You know, it was just very, very much a cold-hearted conversation of, look, listen here, mate, Santa Claus ain't real, you know, and it was pretty much how the conversation went. And it was just like, you know, I remember how crushed I felt at that time. So we still, you know, we have fun with the kids with Christmas, and we try to, you know, let their imaginations run a little bit and just let them be kids. And that's as cliche as that sounds, but we just try to let them be kids. You know,
I tell my kids to stay kids as long as they possibly can.
Yep. Because adulting some of the time really sucks.
Yeah, I can imagine.
The only benefit of being an adult is you can buy more Lego.
That's true.
Right. I feel so sorry when I go to the Lego store and then there are children and they are with an adult, and these people then tell them, look around, you can pick something like for 10 or 20 euros. And I think to myself, that is mean. That's because as an adult, you at least have the wisdom of searching online and you know, okay, there are sets for 20 euros. But as a child of, I don't know, 5, 6, 7, even 10 years, standing in a Lego store of all these amazing sets, almost nothing of it costs in your line of sight 10 or 20 euros.
Yeah.
See you, Sergeant.
See you, mate. Bye. See you, buddy. Terminator was a documentary.
I once brought a child in trouble. I don't know what I bought. I think it was the Boba Fett Palace.
Okay.
I waited behind a man and his son, and they debated what he could buy, and finally they settled on a really small set. The child grabbed the box. Father went to pay and thought the son was following me, catching up, stepping up to the shelf, grabbing the palace. The son watched me, looked at the set that he had, thought to himself, the lady has way better taste, put his back, grabbed the palace as well, and went after his father. And I watched the father looking at the set, saying, no, we are going back. This poor boy was so disappointed.
Oh
dear.
Yeah, it's hard sometimes to there's been a few times where my daughter's wanted to set and the store hasn't had it in time, and then we weren't able to get it online, and it's sort of heartbreaking sometimes, you know.
Right.
But then she'll find one that she really likes, and it's like, thankfully it's easily available, and you know, it's like, I can get that for her.
Right.
My kids are a bit off Lego at the moment. It's like, they're so
Greg's
into their
rubbing his
blooming
hands going,
iPad.
wahaha, all the more for me.
Yes.
Well, yeah, that's it. No, they're so into their bloody iPads.
Oh yeah, I know. I mean, look, I'm happy for them to have a bit of a little bit of diversity, as well as you know, when we sort of say to them, okay, you know, screen time's over for a little while, you know, turn everything off and whatever, and they'll happily go and play with Lego. And at the moment, they're playing with the stunt bikes, so they'll set up little tracks and little jumps and all that sort of stuff. So they have an absolute ball of a time with it. So, and then, you know, we'll do that for a few hours and go for a walk along the water or something like that, and then you know, let them come home and just let them wind down a little bit, give them a little bit more screen time and whatever. We try and find that little bit of a balance as well. So for the most part, it works pretty well. They know that if they behave, that, you know, they are going to get screen time again. And again, we are lucky in that regard that they're usually pretty good that way.
That's cool.
Yeah.
I must have heard that as scream time to begin with.
Screen time, yeah. Screen time.
Like we could all do with a bit of scream time from every now and then.
Can you put the screen time passcode in, please? I'm streaming. No, we're talking about reporting kids for being good. Oh. Bye, Bronte. Sorry, I had one of Heather's friends come over for dinner today.
What time is it for you?
It is 11:15 now. I'm going to finish this set. Again, another building from this set that's not going to last.
Oh.
Yeah, my one didn't last long either, Greg.
The dojo's got some good parts. It's going to be nice to turn into something a bit more substantial.
Yeah, I sort of did that with my where I put the dojo above the post office. I sort of did that, and I like the parts from that set. They were good. I'm
kind of sort of looking at it, going, if I left it as it is, that would work quite well in my alleyway.
Yeah,
because it's a small frontage.
Yeah.
And then I could be really lazy and not have to build a building. And then I could rebuild it in the future. I like the little rocking chair thing. That was quite cool.
Yes. That is cool.
I'm a simple man.
You're very easily pleased.
It's not what my family says. Yay, more great files. Hoping my Lego bricks arrive this week. That'd be amazing. Been like, what, going on 8 weeks now?
Wow.
Yeah.
I must have picked the ones that they didn't want to pick in a hurry. Mine was
They were too busy doing my order.
quite possibly. I think I also ordered mine just before they made the changeover to the new system.
Yeah, so did I.
Already eyeing up the next. I was trying to order some parts on Bricklink the other day, and I couldn't find any Bricklink store that had all the parts I wanted. So I might have to try the Pick a Brick and see if they've got it. Doig.
Actually, no, I did my order literally just after they changed over. Because I did 2 orders, but they both contained both types of brick. So they're popular and they're not popular. Which meant I was going to pay a service charge on both unless they were decent sized orders. So from 2 orders, I actually ended up with 4 bits of stuff being shipped. Because they did the standard pieces in about 3 days. It was literally, I ordered it in 3 days, it was at my doorstep. And then the rest of the stuff took 5 weeks or something.
See, what's the idea with this service charge now? I'm still trying to follow that.
I think they're basically just trying to discourage people from ordering stuff. That's my cynical view anyway.
Yeah.
Wait, what's service charge? What?
There's a service charge that you get charged for effectively small value orders.
So what's the minimum spend to not get the service charge?
Oh, something like I think it's £5 or £10. It's quite a lot.
Yeah.
You'd have thought they'd just whack up the shipping on those and do it that way.
Well, you pay shipping as well.
Yeah, I mean, like whack up the shipping, and then you don't know. Then people don't know they're being charged for it.
Mm.
Anyway, I think I might call it a night there because it's 11:20.
Okay.
No worries.
Stream tonight. We've got a few people in the chat. Taz, you do have something to answer there for clicking Cliff.
Oh, sorry. I'm on my tablet, so I haven't been
It says,
watching
said, what, Taz? What were you saying? Santa is not real?
No, Santa's real. No, Santa Claus is real.
All right. Well, thank you everyone for joining us. If anyone wants to,
Taz,
where are you on? I'll do your thing. Where are you on YouTube? On the interwebs?
So TazManBricks on YouTube and TazManBricks on Instagram. And thank you for the invite, Greg. It's always fun to hang out.
Thank you very much. I'm on Instagram. Yeah, Nicole's Brick Build World.
Yes.
And
very, very awesome.
I'm on all of the things, annoyingly under different names. So I'm Blockhead UK on YouTube, which is where you are now mostly. Instagram, I'm Kaz Mockett, CazMockett. And Twitter, Kazphoto, CazPhoto.
Very good.
Cool. All right, everybody. Well, thank you very much. And everyone who's in the chat as well. I appreciate you saying hello. And if you feel like smashing the like button on the video, that would be appreciated. I will see you again next week. Thanks for watching.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.
Bye.